Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a new season of Out of the Park Baseball 18 as the St. Louis Browns. Last season, we made it to the World Series with a glorious 95-59 record, and we still lost. So this season is going to be about getting back to the World Series, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But first, I wanted to check something. Teams, no. I want to see that if there's team leaderboards. I think there are, but I'm not positive. Yeah, here we go. Teams. Okay, this is what I want to look at. I want to look at the all-time wins, and we're nowhere near the top in that. That's fine. In the National League. Oh, that's right. The Cubs history still exists because we started in 1920. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is take a look at free agency. And look who's up at the top again. Ted Williams is a free agent. Oh my God. Is there any way we cannot sign him? I don't think we can't. Absolutely. If Ted Williams can't take us to the freaking World Series again, I don't know who can. And I'm going to try to bring Fred Hutchinson in too. Alright, now before we get too crazy about our money, let's take a quick look and see if there's any players in the Negro Leagues we'd like to poach. Nat Peoples, not for 12 grand. That seems a bit excessive. Maurice Pietros could be good. There's just no one here that really does it for me, so we'll just skip that part. Can you imagine how crazy good we'd be with Ted Williams? Okay, first of all, where'd he go? Sam Chapman. All you do is play great left field. But I'd actually probably cut Bob Van Eman first. We'll see what happens. If we could get Ted Williams. I don't know why Boston didn't keep him. Unless they're just assuming that Ted Williams will never play well again. Which is a really stupid thing to assume. But we could get a vastly improved lineup and a vastly improved rotation. With just 2 free agent moves. And we're not going to get a really good draft pick. Yes, St. Louis is talking contract with Hutchinson. Ted Williams is pretty damn happy with his offer. I wouldn't be surprised if Hutchinson isn't going to keep... We haven't heard back from Hutchinson yet. Is it amazing how one season all of a sudden we're one of the most attractive free agent destinations in the league? Did anyone sign? No. I like how the Cardinals are the only team in there. Really? Ooh, Chapman won a Gold Glove, and so did Willie Hubert. Okay, how good was Eddie Yost? Okay, Yost was amazing. Okay. Complaint, whoosh, gone. I was going to say that was a crime that he robbed Lou Boudreau, but that was really good. Ooh, McCaskey finished 3rd. Sign already, Ted. Philadelphia? Bleh. Ooh, Boudreau got a Silver Slugger, as did Hank Sauer. As did Ken Sears. Nice work. Alright, you know what? I'm not gonna pussyfoot around. 50 grand, but I'm not giving you an option. I'll give you a flat out year. Because I don't want to give you an option because then you could opt out. I wonder if that's actually how he got out in the first place. A lot of people are talking to Hutchinson. He's just taking his sweet ass time. Okay, good. Willie Hubert deserved to be Rookie of the Year. Without question. Roy Sievers was Rookie of the Year too, though. Jerk. Bam. Gold Glove All-Star appearance. Pretty good for his very first year. Would you jerks make up your damn mind? And I don't know why Hutchinson can't make up his mind. Am I Manager of the Year again? Make me Manager of the Year, please. Yes! Cy Young, I don't think we're going to win. Maybe Hubert, but I doubt it. Hubert finished second. I'm totally cool with that. Lou Boudreau better place top 3 MVP. In real life, he actually won the MVP in 1948. Sauer won the MVP? That came out of nowhere. Wow, they must have really been impressed by his 36 home runs. Hey, Boudreau finished second to a guy on his own team, so I'm not going to complain too much. Huh. Look how shiny. Up to November 1st. There's just a lot of tension in free agency. I'm hoping if Hutchinson wants to sign, he gives us a chance. I was only going 3/4 75%. Well, 3/4 75% are the same thing there. Mike Lieberthal, catcher for the Phillies, who played a lot in the 90s. We've got an email from whom? Active career batting leaders. Damn, come on, guys. It still says you're just thinking. I bet they're not going to sign till the winter meetings. If we could get Ted Williams, I would pee my pants. I wouldn't actually pee my pants in joy. That would be that would be ruining my pants. And to be honest, I don't want to do that. Now, we're going to get a bad draft pick. We're going to have number 16. Because by record, we were the best team in the majors. And I doubt the draft will be that deep. It might be, but I doubt it. Oh, for frick's sake. I offered you 50 grand a year. I will give you 65 grand a frickin' year. But you need to sign with me. I got all frickin' day for this crap, so... One... How many MVPs has he won? Okay, so how good has he actually been? 8-time MVP, 11-time Silver Slugger, 12-time All-Star. I have deep pockets, and I am not afraid to lose him. Hutchinson's taking his sweet ass time. Who would he replace, though? Even if I did sign him, maybe make Feller a long reliever, emergency starting pitcher. But I don't want to do that. I want to keep Feller in the rotation. I might actually push Reed out. Now, note that he's asking for a... Note that Ted was asking for a guaranteed contract, which means if I cut him, I eat his entire salary. Oh, come on, guys. Son. That would push us over the top. We literally might win 100 games with Ted Williams playing left field. We're overpaying for his decline phase, but even his decline phase should be so bloody amazing. Yeah. We got hot at the right time. Because I guarantee if we had another season like we did the previous season, neither Ted Williams or Fred Hutchinson, or not Fred, whatever Hutchinson's first name is. It's Fred now. They wouldn't have even talked to us. Remember Hutchinson last season basically told us to get bent when we asked to sign him? Personal message, Ted Williams. You're pretty happy with the contract. You better be freaking happy. Now, this does probably inadvertently affect Willie Mays. Because the idea was eventually to put him in at center, Sauer in the left. I could just make Ted Williams play right, though. He's played both positions fairly well. Can you imagine that for a Hall of Fame outfield? Yes. And everyone poops their pants in joy. It's actually kind of a crappy draft, except for Eddie Matthews. Yes. So pumped. Now, how long are you injured for? You'll be back in a week, so you'll be ready for spring training and everything. He does everything so well. That just made our offseason. I think we're now the team to beat for the World Series. It's so good. I really feel bad for Lou Boudreau. Honestly, if I were voting, Boudreau would have been the World Series. Okay, now his name is Fred Hutchinson. I told you it was. Yeah, he'd be a really good fit on this roster. And if he signs, we'll have an interesting decision to make, which I think will probably be Clyde Reed to the bullpen. Pitching was such a weakness for us in the playoffs. I'll give you 60 grand if you sign this bloody deal and stop dicking me around. Yeah. Your agent says sign with the frickin' Browns and win the World Series. Taylor Alexander not getting much love. Then again, center field is a super stacked Hall of Fame position, so I kind of see it maybe. Johnny Allen, who cares? Tom Angley, who cares? Come on, camera eye. Jim Bottomley, meh. Johnny Cooney, meh. A lot of meh here. I don't know why Jimmy Dykes isn't getting more popularity. I'll cast another ballot for him. Showboat Fisher, meh. I might not even say 60 WAR is a guarantee. Okay, Syl Johnson is almost 100 WAR. I don't know why it's taken him this long. He's clearly better. Tony Lazzari is just too good as a shortstop to not keep him in. Lefty Ortman, not good enough. Harry Smythe is pretty damn good. I'll toss in a ballot for him. And no one else here really is that exciting to me. I almost forgot about Buddy Meyer. That's a really good career. I'll cast a ballot for Buddy Meyer, sure. I bet by the end of the winter meetings, Fred Hutchinson will make his decision. We might not actually get to the season because so much is happening this offseason. We'll have to see what happens, though. I don't know if I'd be able to contain myself, though. I really want to see what Ted Williams can do. I think we have to keep Lou Boudreau as our number 3 hitter and maybe make Ted Williams cleanup. Sauer 5th. So good. I might even make Boudreau a leadoff hitter. He could maybe handle that. Poor Lou Boudreau. He'll never win the MVP now. Someone really has a thing for Roger Clemens. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of real creepy. I can't believe Clyde Reed won 20 games and might actually be on the outside looking in. Okay, let's go up to the draft. Now, I'm not expecting much in this draft. I'm expecting either a massive project or a player who will be a depth player. And that's totally fine. Because flags fly forever, and I'd rather win a World Series than have a great draft pick. Hutchinson has taken his sweet-ass time. Alright, and we're also going to evaluate the minors and see if there's anyone that should be called up. Okay, first year player draft. Vinegar Ben Mizel was pretty good, and so was Eddie Matthews. But other than that, this isn't the most outstanding draft I've ever seen. Oh, Don Zimmer. Okay. Far more famous as a manager and coach as he ever was a player. Well, there's some other talent here. It's not a lot, but there's some. Let's go and auto-draft till our next pick. We could get Luis Garcia, Earl C. Smith. Meh. Meh. Okay, we do need a catcher for the future. You'll hit for contact, but you're not a great catcher. Maybe Hal Smith is the way to go. I think it might be. I'll tell you what. Let's pick all catchers. Let's look at fielding ratings and let's see who the very best catcher is. And let's also, for this particular screen, also get OVR and potential on there. This will tell me at a glance who the best overall catcher is. Here, let's sort by potential rating. And then we can see at a glance who's really good at catching. Hal Smith is decent. He's 50 overall. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and take Hal W. Smith. Or no. The thing is, Hal R. Smith is clearly the better hitter. And we do want a little bit of both. So I think we will actually take Hal R. Smith. I hope we took the right Hal Smith. Okay. And then I genuinely don't care about the rest of this draft, so you can go ahead and pick whoever you want. Alright, I'll go ahead and just give you your offer. Edward, you are a terrible player. Ed Heap, you're a terrible player. Hobie Landreth, decent player. I will actually go ahead and negotiate with you. I think I'd rather have the picks in the next draft, though, for the second and third picks. And what about Chorlton here? Nope. Okay. if Hutchinson signs, we will be a scary good team next year. I wouldn't move to a 5-man rotation. Hal Smith, perfect. I saw H as like Fred Hutchinson signed. No, Hutchinson has taken his sweet ass time. I wonder why he's waiting so long. I don't know if he's just hoping for a bidding war and it's not breaking out. Maybe he just really doesn't want to sign with me. Maybe he doesn't like St. Louis. I've only been to St. Louis for a week. Actually, was it a week? I think it was a full week. It was super fun. I really like St. Louis. It's one of my favorite cities in the U.S. It's a really nice city. But, maybe he doesn't like it. Maybe he doesn't like the Midwest. Jerk. A lot of Philadelphia action going on there. Ooh, 4 people got in. Max Bishop, Tony Lazzari, Buddy Meyer, and Harry Smythe. Yeah. I want to look at the Hall of Fame really quickly. I want to look and see how many people from the St. Louis Browns have actually made it into the Hall of Fame. Quite a few, I think. So let's see here. Filter inductees. Primary team, St. Louis Browns. Apply. We have 3 players, Bishop, Fonseca, and Sizzler. I'm cool with that. Walks aren't even on his plaque, which they totally should be. I bet he's still the career leader in walks, is Max Bishop. He was so good at that. Screw you, Lou Gehrig. Max Bishop was second. Yeah, Lou Gehrig cheated, though. Lou Gehrig led in walks because people were so scared of him. Max Bishop was just really good at walking. Man, whatever, jerks. I bet our first pitcher will probably be Larry French. I bet he's got a decent shot at making the Hall of Fame. Man, Hutchinson, what the shit, bro? Make up your damn mind. I'll get a couple picks next draft. This is actually a really shallow draft, which was pretty good toward the top and just garbage the rest of the way through. You might want to see how Willie Mays is advancing. Because for an outfield, one that crazy good, that would be pretty sexy. Okay, so Boudreaux should probably... Ted Williams should honestly hit third. But the thing is, Boudreaux doesn't have a whole lot of power. Well, he has gap power. So maybe I'd make Boudreaux hit second. Or lead off. Because if he's not a number 3 hitter, he's not a cleanup hitter because he doesn't have the power. And I know traditional lineup construction it actually doesn't matter at the end of the day. If you had 9 fantastic players and put them randomly in the lineup, you'd still win a ton of games. Tom Tango's book called The Book on Baseball, I believe, said that like the worst possible lineup, apart from like batting the pitcher leadoff, only costs you 1 win over the course of a season. Which could be significant, of course. If you miss the playoffs by 1 game, that might be why. But that was for pretty obviously bad lineups. But for lineup advice, I'll talk about this when we put together our team for next season. We got Hutchinson. Okay, good. And you even increased my budget. I am equally tired of this bullshit. Okay. And he's healthy now. Perfect. I'm so enthusiastic for the start of the season. Now, it could of course go horribly, horribly wrong. Like Hutchinson blows out his arm and Ted Williams' arm falls off in spring training. That's probably going to happen now that I said it. Should have kept my mouth shut. I got no one to blame but myself now. I wonder why they were both eligible for free agency. They've both been in the majors for a while. I wonder if maybe they were on minor league rehab starts. And the AI didn't realize it should put them back on the roster. That shouldn't matter, but maybe it did. If so, that's a huge bug in the way the game should handle those players. Because if you're on the 60-day DL, you're considered on the roster. And you shouldn't lose a player because he's on the 60-day DL. Maybe they decided not to pay him. Maybe the Red Sox are running up against a high budget. They do have a really amazing team. Okay. Alright, spring training. I'm not even going to mess the lineups. I'm going to go ahead and have... Okay, we do need to check the minors, though. Ooh. Where's Willie Mays? Don't tell me I don't have a Willie Mays anymore. Oh, there he is. It's sorted by potential. Okay. You got better defensively, I think. For any other team, I'd call you up. So the game thinks George Wilson's gonna hit a hard hole at some is gonna hit the wall at some point. That's what I was looking for. You're probably happy because you want to play in the majors, yeah. I mean, there's no reason I couldn't just cut Fred Vaughn and make you like a super backup. George Wilson is a left-handed hitter. Al Smith is a right-handed hitter. Does Wilson have a platoon split? He sure does. What about Smith? Smith is pretty good both ways. That gives me a way to use Smith. All right, let's call him up. And we also need more pitching, too. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd like at least one more pitcher. Erskine, maybe? Just for spring training, sure. But I'm not going to give anyone else an invite. I'm really pumped with Sturdivant. This was a good pickup. Lou Burdett's getting a lot of time to bake in the oven, I guess, was what I was going for. Okay, this is 49. Is there anyone in particular you get along with? Not really, but you did a pretty good job. So I will give you an extension. And you're getting all the extensions there, mate. I'll even give you 5 years. Because we had the best offensive team in the majors last year. You brought a team to a 298 batting average. So, yeah. Okay. Through spring training. Oh, and then I'll have... I always let the AI do this because the AI is better giving lots of different people... Yeah, you did what I thought you would. You made Bob Feller a closer. I don't know if that'll happen in the real majors this season, but we'll see what happens. I bet you make Ted Williams number 3 hitter. Yeah, you do. I would not bat Doby over Sauer. I'd bat Sauer than Doby. But you can't really complain much. George Wilson as your leadoff hitter is interesting. Let's see how this works out. Okay, so it's just a matter of just playing through spring training. A trade proposal. You will give me a bad outfielder for a first baseman who at least has a little bit of potential. No. I wonder if Bob Feller in the bullpen is actually the best use of him. Because he's so good at striking people out, right? That's it's an intriguing solution to the problem of having too many starters. Is put him in as the stopper. He's got loads of endurance. He'll be able to pitch like 150 innings if we need to. No. Not interested. What are my owner goals for this year? I don't think I want to know. I think they probably expect me to win the World Series. To be fair, so do I. But whatever, Al Downing. Whatever. I'm doing a lot more platooning than I expected. Because platooning is like an actual thing to hide a player's weakness was very, very infrequent until about the 1960s. Damn, we beat the shit out of the Indians in that spring training game. The reason I let the AI set up the rosters for spring training is the AI does a really good job of cycling players in to make sure they get lots of experience. I'm really liking the idea of Bob Feller closing pitcher. I really like it. Because McCloskey is going to be good, but he's not good yet. What's your stupid proposal now? Okay. No, he can't play the field. Kaliski's not that exciting. He'd be a good bullpen. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're looking for bullpen guys. All right, we'll sum up to opening day. And I think we'll go ahead and conclude this episode since we spent so much time in the offseason. We'll conclude this episode with us setting the rotation in the lineup. And the next episode, we'll see if we can get World Series glory one final time before OOTP 19 runs around. I guess the other thing we could do, we could actually just continue this franchise in OOTP 19. That sounds really tempting, actually. That sounds real tempting. Maybe that's what we'll do. I'm eager to hear from people what they'd like to hear. What they'd like to see here. See. Top 100 prospects, Al Smith, number 2. Willie Mays, number 5. Very nice. How are we in top minor league systems? We're 6th. We're 6th. Jackie Jensen, I think they just drafted him last season. Okay. Poor Cubs. All right, let's get this team set up. So right now we've got 30 players, and we need to make some decisions. Right now we need to decide a pitcher to go away. God damn it. Why don't you have overall and potential? This is really weird. It's not letting me save the updated views either. Okay, now I can. Here we go. Pitching ratings. Yes. Okay. Okay, Scheib is clearly the worst of the pitchers, and it's not particularly close. But I also want Erskine to get a chance to develop, which he won't get unless he gets more innings to pitch. So I think it will be Erskine. I think we give him a full season in AAA. Another full season in AAA. That sucked, but... Okay, I definitely want you also to be high leverage. If there's an important game, I want him out there. And the rest of this looks good. Hutchinson. Yeah, okay. I can live with this particular rotation. Okay. Pitching staff is set. We've got a really good bullpen. We have a lot of stuff in our staff except for Swanson, but that's fine. Okay. Bob Feller as a closer. I know we talked about it, but it just seems like he'd be a better fit because his stuff would be even better. And his control wouldn't be as big a deal. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get more value out of that. Right, okay. Okay, who are clearly the worst players on our team? Vaughn, you've given great service over the seasons. I think it's time for you to go. I need McNamee. Atkins plays 3 positions. Mavis plays 2. And he's already 31. He had one season where he played quite a bit, and he kind of flubbed it. I'll put you in AAA for now, just in case. Okay. Now I've got to find one more player to dispose of. Felix. Let's put you back in AAA. Nope, I need to get one more play because I'd have 18 and 8. Antonello. Send him down. Okay, so now we're back where we need to be. We should have 25 players, exactly, and we do. All right, so let's talk about building your lineup. The most important thing to consider when building a lineup is you want your best players to get as many at-bats as humanly possible, which means you want the best players toward the top. It's also really important that your first and second place hitters are good at getting on base. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see who the best pure hitters on the team are. It's Williams, then Boudreau, then Doby. Okay. So Williams is a great eye, lots of power, and a great contact hitter. So Ted Williams is our number 3 hitter. Why number 3? Because you want him to be guaranteed to hit in the first inning. And if the rest of your lineup is good, he'll get plenty of chances to drive in runs from the first and second place hitters. Our second best contact hitter is Boudreau. And Boudreau has good gap power but lacks home run power, which makes him a great table setter. So we're going to start Boudreau as leadoff for the first time. He expects to be middle of the lineup, so he might actually grumble about this a bit. Especially after the amazing season he had. You know what? I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to put him second. And then that'll let us lead off with someone like Mirkowitz. So Mirkowitz isn't a great hitter, but he's so good at drawing walks, and he's fairly good on the bases, which makes him a good leadoff hitter. That's why I like putting him at the top of the lineup. Okay, cleanup hitter. Sauer hits so many home runs, but it looks like Doby's power potential is only slightly lower. And Doby's a much better hitter overall. So we're actually going to go ahead and make Doby a cleanup. which makes the rest of this a little easier. Sauer hits 5th. Wilson hits 6th. But remember, Wilson is going to be platooning now, so that's something we'll have to keep in mind. Sanders will hit 7th. No, Sanders will hit 8th. Because Sears has a good bit of pop for a back-end catcher, and I'd like to make sure we take full advantage of that. So this is our starting lineup. We've got Mirkowitz to get on base, Boudreau to move him in, and then we get a murderer's row of Ted Williams, Larry Doby, and Hank Sauer. Middle of the lineup is typically 3 through 5. The problem is Boudreau also expects to hit there, so he might get a little bit grumpy that he's hitting second for now, but he'll just have to deal with it. Okay, so now we go by positions, and we just fill out the rest of the roster. So McNamee will be the backup catcher. How did he do last season? Not great. Well, he's just a backup catcher. Evans is kind of trash. Dark is going to back up at first. I don't want to make sure he gets a start at least once a week. Sanders will be Evans will be the number 3 first baseman. Dark will be, without exception, my number 1 pinch hitting choice. Oh, except when he's actually starting. Smith will back up Wilson. Adkins will back up Boudreau. I'll also have Dark back up at second, too. Because he can't really play third, but he plays first and second pretty well. In the outfield, Chapman will back up Williams. I might actually make Chapman a defensive replacement, too. I will. I think actually Chapman's really good at all 3 positions. He is. And Greengrass isn't that great a center fielder. I think Chapman is going to be my man in center, too, for backups. And then Damari will back up in right. Damari will be the number 2 pinch hitter. Smith will be number 3. Who do we got that's fast? Adkins. So there we go. So this will be our base lineup and base depth chart. And I know some players aren't actually on the depth chart at all, like Evan, or like Van Eman. I guess we'll put him on there just so that the game knows how to use him. And then Greengrass. I've drafted you as a first-round draft pick, and you really haven't even remotely made me consider promoting you. You're a good right fielder, and so there's some potential there. But other than that, you're kind of garbage. So we're going to copy both of these. But we are going to make some pretty dramatic changes once we get to this here. First of which is platooning. Now, I know I've talked about this in past videos, but I want to make sure you guys understand what I mean by platooning. In real life, left-handed hitters have a natural advantage when facing right-handed pitchers, and vice versa. It's because of the way that the ball comes toward you. Less pitches appear to be inside, and inside pitches are the hardest ones to hit. A guy like Sanders is a great example, who Sanders can clean up against right-handed pitching, because he's got a lot more power there, but he's kind of useless against left-handed pitching. So Alvin Dark becomes our platoon player. And then this opens up, by the way, Atkins to come in and play backup against second base there. We'll bump both of you up. The other platoon player we've got is Wilson. Because Wilson is not useless against left-handed pitching, but he's pretty naff, as the saying goes. So let's look at his all-time career versus left-handed hitting. Versus left-handed pitching. He's only hit 13 home runs. 8 of them were last year. Last year was actually a really good year for him against left-handed hitting. We can't expect that to continue. So this is why I actually called up Smith this year. Smith will actually start against left-handed pitching. And then Wilson's actually going to also be a really high up pinch hitter. I think Wilson's also got decent speed too, so he would make a pretty good pinch runner if we needed him to. We're also going to swap Smith and... Wait, what? Damn it, I clicked on the thing by accident. Sorry. Okay. So then I said it would be Wilson... and then maybe Sanders down here. Okay, and then we'll go back over here, and we'll put Smith in as the starter the way he should be. Okay. Now, Smith has the potential to be a good hitter, but he's not as good a hitter as Al Dark. No, actually, he's better. Just have Al Dark hit 7th. And so there we have it. Our lineup is built. Our pitching staff is built. Oh, right. Wilson as a pinch runner, too. It's good. It's good. Someone else should be here. I guess we can make Chapman a pinch hitter. He's pretty decent at it, too. So it's all up to how things go. Next episode, I think we've got a real good chance, maybe not a perfect chance, but a real good chance of winning ourselves a World Series with Ted Williams leading the way. But you'll have to find out next episode. If you've enjoyed the episode, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. And until next time, this has been Avindian, and I bid you good day.